Welcome to the Co-op Garden. This video is the first in a series of how to harvest your own vegetables at the garden, or at your own garden. What we're looking at here is a nice stand of mustard greens. Mustard greens grow pretty quickly in the spring. They get quite large leaves. They're easy to grow, and they have a nice spicy flavor. You can find all kinds of recipes online by typing in mustard greens. One favorite of mine is stir-fried, just wilted barely in a pan with a little bit of bacon. You can then sprinkle over it feta cheese, salt and pepper. It's really good. So what we want to do with this particular crop is like any other salad green. So all this applies to lettuce, spinach, arugula. What you're going to do is use a clean scissors or a serrated steak knife. Something like this will work just fine, or a pair of scissors. You're going to want to cut right above the stem here. And the goal, when you grab a little bit, is just to cut right across. And what you're going to have is nice leaves that don't need to be trimmed any further. So you want to minimize the amount of stem that you take from the plant, but you also want to leave a nice little bit of green left so that the plant can regrow. This plant, mustard will, and spinach and arugula will regrow 1 or 2 times after you do the first cutting. Now the best time to harvest greens is going to be when it's below 70 Fahrenheit. And the reason is when it's above that temperature, when it's warmer, the plant is constantly breathing and basically sweating water. So it's using water to stay cool. And if you cut those greens when it's warmer than 70 Fahrenheit, it's going to wilt right away. So in the morning, like it is right now, it's probably 60 degrees and it's in the shade and there's still dew on all of the leaves. And you can see that right here, there's still water on them. And so this means that this plant is really nice to harvest right now. But if you came out here and it was 80 Fahrenheit, what you'd want to do is have a small bucket of water, like this, and you take your greens and you just put them right in there. Now this is called hydro-cooling. It's a fancy word for getting them cold and wet. Once you do this, you can take them out, shake them, and put them in a plastic bag to bring home. If you don't do this, if you don't hydro-cool your greens when it's warm out, you're going to get home for dinner and all your greens will be really wilted and mushy and not too delicious. So take this as a first step in harvesting your own greens for your own salads. And one last thing, if you're going to harvest, try to harvest the largest greens that you see. You're going to notice that there's going to be some small patches of greens, there's going to be some large patches. Try to grab the biggest ones. And then one last thing, if you look really closely on these leaves, you're going to notice small little holes on them. Those holes are from an insect called flea beetles. And flea beetles are something that we could manage with insecticide, but here at the Co-op Garden we use organic principles and we don't. So we put up with a little bit of holes in the plants, we feed a very small insect a delicious meal, and we're both happy. So enjoy and take care. See you next time.